Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Forbidden Fruits, written by Diablo Cody, and I'm out. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 19, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I watched this from the producer of Jennifer's Body, Diablo Cody. I don't know, did she write this thing? I'm guessing she did. Feels like a very Diablo Cody movie. It combines hot chicks with the supernatural. And I got to say, the chicks are hot, so that's a plus. Yeah, I don't know, man. This just looks pretty bad. Looks like... I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. I can't understand half the dialogue in this thing. Directed by Meredith Alloway. Written by Lily Houghton and Meredith Alloway. Okay. So, Diablo Cody's just one of the producers. It's about witches. So, I like that they got the witches part kind of right with the casting. I do like that, but... the dialogue in this is brutal to me. I love the title, Forbidden Fruits. There it is. But I can't tell you what it's about. At a mall store, Apple, that's the name of one of the characters, leads a secret witch cult with coworkers Cherry and Fig. New hire Pumpkin questions their sisterhood, forcing them to confront inner darkness or meet violent ends. I don't know what that means. Are the witches bad or are they good? I mean, if the witches are good and she leads a secret witch cult, is this serious? I can't tell from the trailer. It doesn't appear to be like supernatural witch powers. But there's a lot of what I would characterize as girl chatter. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand what the F they're saying. And they're all named after fruits. Like, cherry's a name. I could get behind that. Pumpkin's really not a name. It's more of a nickname. Fig is definitely not a name. Never heard of anybody named Fig. What were the other ones? Apple. Yeah, that seems very forced. I mean, there's Fiona Apple. It's a last name, but the whole thing feels off somehow. And I'm a big fan of witches. I would love, if you pitched this movie to me, it's called Forbidden Fruits. Haha, they're all named after fruits. It's called Forbidden Fruits. And they're witches who work inside a mall. I'd be like, ooh, let me read this script. But this trailer doesn't seem to live up to that. Or the title, Forbidden Fruits. To me, Forbidden Fruits should be like, you know, they're doing something forbidden. Right? I mean, titles mean a lot. So if you call it Forbidden Fruits and the characters are named after fruits, are they forbidden? Are they all evil? Because the way this would have rolled in the 80s would have been that the new girl on the right, Pumpkin, is the good girl who gets pulled into a club. She thinks it's a club and they're not real witches, and then realizes, oh my God, these women are really crazy and they're really witches. And then she tries to leave and then they won't let her leave, right? Like they give her new makeup and whatever. Or is this just witch stuff, but like in real life, like it's all BS? In which case, you probably should make that clear. There's no witch powers, because the witch stuff can be pretty subtle, number one. So witches sometimes have powers that are very, they're very low key. And you don't really outwardly see the effects because they're lighting candles and chanting and behind the scenes, and then stuff happens. Then it looks unrelated. But if it's going to be like girls who are in a fake, well, I'll call it, witch cult. And they don't really have any powers, because that's a very important distinction to make, I think, in a movie where you have witches. Like, you probably shouldn't reveal that they're in a witch cult. You probably shouldn't even mention that in the trailer. Or you should have a character say a line like, oh yeah, they think they're witches. They're a bunch of crazy girls who pretend to be witches, or something like that. So I'll take a stab at the plot. Apple is on the left and Pumpkin, the new girl's on the right. Pumpkin is invited to join their group because she's pretty, and pretty girls tend to hang out with each other. And so they recruit her to be part of their crew, right? And the other girls are pretty, and they rule the roost at the mall. Maybe this takes place in the 80s, when malls were a thing. I mean, malls pretty much aren't a thing now. Judging by the hair, maybe the 90s. But so they recruit Pumpkin, who then changes her whole look up, maybe gets a better job at the mall, doing something that in the first shot she's in like a Annie's uniform, like the pretzel place, although it's called something else. It's called like Sister Salt or something, that's another not so subtle references about witches, because salt is sometimes used against witches in their incantations and whatnot. But anywho, she joins it, and she turns out to be worse. You know, the girls are kind of full of themselves, and maybe they boss people around in the mall or whatever. But then it turns out Pumpkin is better at it than Apple was, pushing people around. And now she's getting a taste of her own medicine, which doesn't make her very sympathetic. So I don't really know who to root for. But then Apple has to do battle with Pumpkin to take back her strange little cult, I guess. I don't know. It's not very clear, and that's very frustrating. Would I watch it? It's tempting. I'll tell you that. I mean, Apple's pretty smoking. I would have to know more. Like, if I heard a good review about it, maybe this trailer's not, I want to like it because there's witches in it, but I got to be honest, it doesn't look like it's put together well. It looks like it's kind of just there. They're kind of just like they took a bunch of clips and slapped them together and said, here's the movie. You should see it. It's awesome. And then you're just like, well, I don't really understand what it's about. And they're like, oh, you don't get it. Maybe if I understood half the dialogue, that I don't know. Am I having a brain aneurysm? Is it me, or is the dialogue really hard to understand in this? And does this take place in the modern day? I would think if it took place in the 80s, they would say that or make a big deal about that. So I kind of think it doesn't take place in the 80s. But oh, yeah. Here are all the names of the characters. Apple, Pumpkin, Cherry, Fig, Pickle. Yeah, I don't know. And then one person has a regular name, Sharon. Yeah, I don't know, man. My impulse is to pass on a movie like this, despite that pretty damn good cleavage. Man, she looks great. But if anybody, sees this, let me know. Let me know if it's worth watching. Maybe I would put it on in the background of a party. Yeah. Because then every once in a while I can look at the TV and go, oof, look at her. Oof, ooh, oof-ah. Do you ever watch a movie like that? Like somebody puts on a movie at a party, but there's music blasting and people talking and nobody watches the movie, but it's just on. That used to be a thing. But yeah, that's the kind of movie I feel it is. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan somewhere behind me. We're wrapping up for the evening. Don't forget, I'll be at the Salem County Comic Book Show on Sunday from 9 to 3. Thanks to all who came out to the Beach Haven Public Library for my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. Looking forward to going back. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so if you got a sweetie, you got to do something. Do something. Yeah, don't forget. And if you're trying to make dinner plans, it's a little late for that, but, do something. If you don't have any money, my advice is to make something. That's always a winner. There's always a winner if you make something, because that's from the heart. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you.